JJ the CPA here. I want to visit with you employers out there when it comes to making decisions about your employees. A couple of things to consider on that. One, if you don't have the money to pay them because of a number of reasons, then you don't have the money to pay them. Now, if you have a line of credit or you have some resources, but they're not going to be working and there's not a reason that you feel you should pay them regardless of the tax credits, consider doing an employee advance. That employee advance is a way that that employee is able to get money right then, and it will be then something that you can take out of their paycheck over time. So if you were to give an employee $1,000 as an advance, yes, it's a loan, and then for the next 10 months, you took out $50 a payroll period. That could provide some relief. We're waiting for the economic or relief package or rescue package to see what the unemployment benefits are on that. If there is a way that through that they can benefit for some unemployment, but be sure that no matter what you pay attention to on the unemployment in your state or with the Fed or whatever comes down the pike, maybe you're able to fill the gap with the difference. The gap could also be an advance. So if they're normally taking home, $1,700 every 2 weeks, but the unemployment's only going to allow them to take home $1,200, you could do a gap as a loan advance. The other thing that you might consider, and I already know being in Oklahoma, and I'm a church goer myself, and I contribute to church. I'm in the Bible Belt, so I already know that this might actually ruffle feathers. So if it does ruffle feathers, I want you to pause, because what you might consider if you're making some decisions here, and we're just talking about in the next 6 to 8 weeks, you can make up your charitable contributions later. So if you normally give $1,000 a month to the church, I'm not at all saying don't give $1,000 a month to the church. What I'm saying is if the next 2 months you don't give $2,000, $1,000 a month, you can make that up later. If you have a pledge, and therefore maybe you have some dollars freed up to help out your employees. So when you're looking at charitable contributions, you're not going to get a charitable contribution giving money to a person, ever. But if you have an employee, you can do an advance, and that way that you'll maybe feel fair about that. They'll feel fair about it in the sense that they're not left high and dry. They are going to have to work it off later. If you are in a situation where you are depleting on your cash flow and you have a line of credit to go to, I know that it's easy for an employer to think, well, I've got all these other obligations. I have these loans. I have taken all these risks for this overhead. I have my personal expenses. There's things that are coming about. So whether you're listening to this before the Rescue Act or after the Rescue Act, maybe you're able to get access to loans. Your employees maybe don't have those same kind of opportunities. So not at all am I saying that employers are going to be meanies or selfish or heartless. But with small businesses, sometimes it is easy to fall into the trap of not even a panic, but of okay, I've got all these other things that I've been trying to juggle for the last however many years you've had a practice. I get it, right? I'm there with you. But you are going to have a situation in a week or 21 days or 60 days that you're going to want to be back rocking and rolling. It'll be time to make up for lost time. So if you're in the medical field, yes, you will have not had time to work, but then there most likely will be a lot of opportunity potentially to catch up, more appointments, maybe you work an extra day a week. Work a little later from the standpoint of making it up, and you're going to want your team there. You're going to want those that were with you. So I know that it's a little bit of, in America sometimes, it's me or you, and I come first, right? That's just how it is, right? I get it. But as an employer, remember what resources your employees may have, which are not anywhere near typically what the employer has. So if you're laying an employee off because there's nothing else you can do, maybe look at even deeper. Are there some ways that you can help that employee that isn't just a handout? So from the perspective of taking care of your employees, think long term. When you get back up and running, you're going to want that team, your employees, back. And what better time to build absolute massive goodwill than to lend a hand? So if you're sitting here and you got $1 left to your name and you have $2 worth of expenses, don't look at it as that your employee's not part of that $2. So if you got to ration things out, a bank can wait, credit card can wait, your rent might be able to wait. You might be able to do a lot of different things that people can wait. How long can your employee go? Maybe they need to just talk with you as the employer, talk through some options. Make sure they're aware that, maybe with their rent, it's not that they don't ever have to make it up, but they can maybe prolong it. Are they aware that they could get their credit card payments maybe waived for a period of time, or their student loans? So be sure to spend a little time with your employees. What are their options? Listen, see what options they have. How can you help fill gaps? And just remember that they are the ones that help you make the money that you make. So bottom line, love on your employees. I know you don't forget them. I know you're not heartless, but ask them some questions, listen, see how you can fill the gap. Because if they know you only got $1 and you got $2 of expenses and you throw them a dime, that's better than saying, you know what, you'll need to go figure this out on your own. Because guess what? You're going to make up as a small business owner. You're going to rebound as much as it feels like disaster right now. That's why you're an entrepreneur. That's why you have your own business. It's not really possible that you're going to hit Christmas and you haven't rebounded. Not even possible as a business owner. So you will rebound. You've got lots of resources. You even have many, many different ways to make money. So take care of the team so they'll take care of you. Because again, right now, we don't want to make any long-term decisions. So in my opinion, no employee should be let go. No employees should be fired. No employees should be laid off unless there's no other options. But if there are no other options, how can you ensure that that employee gets on the unemployment? Know the other options related to the federal. Maybe you're able to do in advance that they can work off later. So don't hear me wrong, small business owners out there. We've got a lot of our own stresses, and I know that you love and care for your employees, but this is the time that you'll build that loyalty with them that will last for a long, long time. All right. Hey, we're going to get through this. JJ the CPA, out.